I like that.
Hola, people.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Welcome to
Hello.
Deviant Witchery. I don't know what the fuck is that. Anyways, so tonight we're gonna start a new series, which is gonna be super fun. It's called MacGyver Witchcraft, and if you read the actual blog post and everything else that we've been posting all over the fucking place, then you will know how fun it's going to be. But I know it takes a while for people to like click on, so we're just gonna kind of like bullshit for a second. If y'all have any questions before we actually get into the uh, the show and the discussion, feel free to comment. Feel free to ask questions. I know it takes a few minutes for everyone to get here, so we are going to wait and then start in just a few minutes. But again, oh, that's interesting. My friend Todd texted me. Very interesting. So yeah, if you have any questions before we proceed, feel free to ask. Yeah, it's gonna take a few minutes for people to like find their seats or broomsticks or cauldrons. I'm so stupid. But yeah, so we just like to start it out a little bit and just give some time for everyone to be here for the actual Deviant experience when we start the show. And it's gonna be so fun, y'all. Like I'm really looking forward to this one and future shows in the MacGyver Witchcraft series. We also have some other things that are coming up that we're gonna start implementing, which is gonna be really fun and super exciting. But I hope y'all start, taking part and, interacting with us, whether it be the page, the group, preferably as well live, because we just get more, we get thrilled, we get excited, and then that share of energy, passes on. And I'm talking so much, y'all can talk too. To feel free, we're waiting, we're just passing time. Feel free.
Let's talk about the T-shirt campaign really quick while we're live, because we did a Facebook Live a little bit. We talked about it, but let's do it on here a little bit.
Let's.
We got 12 days left.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have 12 days left or something like that. The t-shirt campaign basically... Oh, that's interesting. Sorry. Squirrel. The t-shirt campaign is basically we created a t-shirt, which is super fun, and you purchase the t-shirt. We do get a bit of compensation for that, and the proceeds that go from that campaign will be utilized to reinvest into Deviant Witchery. So we're going to get amazing microphones and webcams and other like tools and stuff for us to better improve our skill set and to help y'all. And when we reach certain goals, we have to reach half our goal, which is like 50. When we sell 50 t-shirts, that's when everything starts to kick in. And we're gonna start giving away like a lot of stuff because yes, we're gonna make money from the campaign. We're gonna use it to buy what we need, but we're also gonna use it to give back. What is that noise?
I don't know. That was very strange.
What does it sound like?
Beeping?
I don't hear it.
That's
It
weird.
happened just earlier. I heard it too. So I don't think it went.
I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? Anyways, so we're gonna reinvest into Deviant Witchery, but we're also gonna utilize those funds to give back. And that's what we're going to do with it. We're going to do, depending on what we receive, depending on how many, if we meet our goal and all that, we'll do scrubs, essential oils, coffee, possibly a coffee maker. And when I say coffee maker, I mean the one that I really like. It's really good. So yeah, check it out. And I know some people have said that they can't afford it at the moment, which is cool. It's fine. You can still be entered to win. Just share. Share, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our newsletter, share that information. And when we do get, when we do reach our goal, you will still be a part of that. All right?
And also make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hopefully everybody that's watching is already subscribed, but in case. subscribe for sure, and share our YouTube channel, please. We would appreciate it so much, because when we get, what, 1,000, right? 1,000 subscribers, are we doing something?
Yes, okay, that's kind of like when other things kick in. So that's when we get more like of an incentive. When we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, that will also like kind of like enhance what we're giving away with the t-shirt campaign. So we have to meet at least 50 t-shirts sold. When we hit 1,000 on YouTube, then I'm gonna add some more stuff. We're gonna add some more stuff to the actual contest. So yeah, there's a huge opportunity here. So definitely take advantage of it.
For sure.
Now we've enough time has passed, and I want to start talking about witchcraft. So hopefully y'all have read the blog. The MacGyver Witchcraft series is basically what we're going to do when we have that series is during that week we will choose items that we simply like, oh, maybe this we'll put away in like a bag, some sort of container, and we will just store that away till the end of the week, till we do our show. And then when we do our show, because we don't know what's in each other's bags, containers, anything. So we will go through the bag, choose an item, and then share it, and we'll discuss how it can be utilized for the craft and how. Oh my gosh, my charger's on. Sorry. Yeah, we'll.
Maybe that was that beeping noise.
Oh, probably. So yeah, we'll discuss how we can utilize that in witchcraft and how different ways you can implement it. And what is going to be awesome, if y'all have questions, if y'all have things to share as well, because you can participate. Like during the week of one of our shows, if you want to put stuff away, that'd be great. You can share them, and we'll discuss that as well. And if we don't get to everyone, if you comment on our YouTube video afterwards with your items and just leave a comment, we'll definitely do like a blog post and incorporate that in like a blog post with the video at the end. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
And for those brave souls that want to try their hand at actually going live with MacGyver Witchcraft, and obviously it wouldn't be a lot of people, but if we did have people interested, maybe one person per show that was brave enough to come on here and do this with us. So know your shit, obviously, is the prerequisite, but it's fun, and it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be entertaining, it's supposed to be learning and everything like that, so it's awesome. So if you want to do that, that's also an option for you.
That would be awesome.
Oh. And terrifying. Yeah, so yeah, and absolutely. When we invite you on, if you want to be part of that live with us, you definitely have to know your shit. And we don't say that to like negate your experience or anything like that. But when we pull things from our devious bags and containers of tricks, you have to know. You have to like have these creative ideas. You have to flow, and you have to just go with it. And that's kind of why we don't want to put someone on the spot and make them feel uncomfortable when they might not know something or it just doesn't come to them.
Plus, it's nerve-wracking in and of itself because we don't know each other's items, obviously. So
right.
It's gonna be totally fresh. It's gonna, like I'm nervous myself, and I don't normally get nervous about our shows, but this is gonna be fun. It's a little bit like the show Chopped on the Food Network, which is one of my favorite shows.
Aww. Blythe says, "Hey bitches," and I'm like, "Hey bitch."
Hey bitch. Oh my gosh, this would be fun. Yeah, Blythe, you need to, get some 3 items and go live with us one day.
That'll be fun. Okay, so I think one of you should go first.
I don't know what's in mine, so mine is a Hello Kitty. The case in and of itself could, I guess, be an item. But
am I allowed to look at what's in my bag?
What? You know what's in your bag.
Well, I put a lot of shit in here, so I don't really know everything
I
that's...
think you should just pull random. I don't think you should look.
But,
Just pull random.
well, be prepared.
Okay.
I'm gonna open and look at mine.
Don't... Okay, you have to. Okay,
Yeah,
let's just pull one item. What is that? Oh, God, I know what this is. Oh, my.
Oh, Lord. Lord Jesus, there's a fire.
Okay, who's going to go first? Oh.
What is that?
Eyelashes, fake eyelashes.
Fake eyelashes.
Eyelashes. I like fake eyelashes. Not that I use them, but I love them on other people. They're you know what's fun is you could actually, there are so many different ways you can utilize fake eyelashes in Witchery. If you hate a bitch, you can curse them. Like, you can curse them, so when someone puts them on, and let's we protect we protect our eyes. Our eyes are very important to us, and again, like, the eyes are the windows to the soul. You know, people, eyes are just beautiful things, and so you utilize fake eyelashes. You curse that shit, because that's the first thing I go to, cursing shit. You can curse with anything. You can curse it like someone glues it on, and that eyelash will instill, like, influence their eyesight. So you could use this to, they see you in a different light. They see you in a great light, or they can't see shit. Like, they're glamored where they have a covering over their eyesight. They can't see what's going on, and you can also, if you're using this for yourself, you can enchant and bewitch your fake eyelashes to carry your energy. Because the first thing that a lot of people, mostly the first thing a lot of people notice when they're looking at you is your eyes, especially if you have, like, really amazing eyelashes. Like, that, no matter what, like, if you have really great eyelashes, like, people do notice. Like, that's, like, the first thing, like, whoa. Like, you connect with eyes. Like, we connect with eyes. So when you have someone who has, like, really thick and beautiful eyelashes, it's like, ooh, that's hot. Like, that's very enticing. Like, that calls you in. So you can use that to your benefit and, use this to project yourself. So that's really great for people who are going for a job interview. You don't want to go too dramatic. You want to do something, subtle, but still, you can still utilize that. Or if you're doing auditions and stuff, you can do that as well. And you enchant them, and it projects your energy. So your energy is, like, carried across everywhere. So that's interesting. And y'all, if you want to share as well, like, how you would utilize, eyelashes, fake eyelashes, feel free. Feel free to start talking. That's cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I would say. Yes, the seduction and glamour, for sure, for eyelashes. What do you think?
I like that. Also, you can, it's sort of like going along the glamour thought process or whatever. You can hide, people say windows of the eyes to the soul, so you can kind of hide your true self, hide your, like, if you want to be a seductress, or if you want to appear nicer than you truly are, then you can use the eyelashes. And if you wanted to do it to someone else, you can make them appear like a slut. Like, use a voodoo doll or a puppet or something and put it on that person, and it's like, oh, they're really slutty, and everyone thinks they're, you know what I mean? Like, use it in a very negative connotation, or even a good connotation. If you have a friend who's really down about themselves, you can use that to sort of give them that confidence boost that they need.
Yeah.
I love the whole fake eyelashes when I think there are people, a variety of people wear fake eyelashes. This is not to say that anyone that was to enhance their beauty with press-on eyelashes are this way. This is
Oh, here we go.
this is to say the people that I know, a lot of people use them as shields to hide their actual faces, which goes along with not even magical glamour. That's just glamour. That's just, changing your appearance for that, for that benefit. But in and of itself, I could use some fake eyelashes just for people that I know that wear them religiously. I could use that as a catalyst for a channel, to create a channel current from me and that person to connect with their energy, especially if that is a place of vulnerability for them, that they would be in a weakened state without them. So I get all devious and shit and fucked up, and then I would incorporate that on like a dark moon and go into do some fucking fucked up psychic shit. But that's just that's just where I go with that. I would use it as a catalyst for yeah. There's a particular person I'm thinking of.
Oh my! All right then, y'all. Well, another thing that you can utilize if you're like a makeup artist, esthetician, if you're Cosmo, if you do this as a profession, you can actually just bless your eyelashes to like stick on really well and to bring you business. So everyone that comes in contact with those eyelashes, they're gonna ask that person, "Are they yours?" And if and who does them because they're beautiful. That way you gain business from your work. So it doesn't have to necessarily be very maladictive, which is super fun. You can use it to draw in business.
And not to mention a lot of professional makeup artists, they actually piece by piece lash.
Right.
So it's not like a whole lash. So you could incorporate that so wonderfully. I mean, just for a business standpoint, you can enhance every lash that you place on your model to send out your energy and make them gorgeous. And the more gorgeous they are, the more business for you. So you can actually add just a little enchantment on each one of those eyelashes that you press on. So it's
yeah. Oh, you could
well,
mascara. Yeah,
What?
you can use mascara. Like if you have a thing of mascara that's about to run out, and add a few essential oils for whatever you wanted to enhance. To bring out that enhancement of whatever. Let's say you want to enhance. Seduction, so you put a couple of drops of patchouli in the mascara and you put that on there, and that would be awesome.
Oh my, okay, so, and I thought the same thing. Miss Blythe says, eyelashes to drum up business for waitresses and hookers. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes.
May oil on them bad boys.
It's also great, need to move on too, but it's really great to add to like poppets because it makes it more personal. And another really interesting, okay y'all, this is again can be maladictive. If you get like fake eyelashes and if you get like a hair or personal concern of your target, you can actually glue it to the eyelash and utilize it to tap into this source right here, their eyesight. And so you can be very tricky with this.
Also, if they actually, they wear fake eyelashes, get the exact brand that they use. That would be really good for that too.
Plus, the eyes, the old adage, the eyes are the windows to the soul. That's not wrong. One of the best ways to channel anyone is through the eyes, and that's really a good place to focus. To actually stow in and deposit energy is through the eyes as well.
Right.
Right.
So, all right then. Who's next? Bag of.
I'll go because it's also cosmetic related.
Mine is too.
Is this okay? So I have my wife. My lovely, lovely wife, put a makeup wedge. And So immediately, I think again, glamour magic. I think the application of any form of makeup through this could be enhanced. Not only the makeup on it being, you know, I don't do makeup on myself, so I don't know the terminology. But when you put it on, when you apply it, that would, yeah,
with it.
when you apply it with it, you can again add that energy, add that, but on a completely not cosmetic platform, they're super spongy and super absorbent. So again, if you're in a line of profession where this would be normal to have around you, you can use these as sponges for energy. So this little thing, and even those that wear makeup regularly that have these in their purses, because honestly, I'm not going to say that my wife doesn't have a couple of these at the bottom of her purse, because she probably does. So whenever she's taking her makeup anywhere, these are like really quick, like little booby traps for energy that are coming your way. I think what she could use for them personally would, because of her being a medium, she could re-channel the energy of the spirits around her to kind of shield her temporarily in that moment with something like this that could be enchanted to absorb the energy.
I like that. Yeah, and if you think about what a makeup sponge does, yes, it helps you to spread and blend your makeup very smoothly. And when we apply makeup, we utilize it to enhance. We utilize it to cover up. And so when you think about that magically, you can work with a makeup sponge to, cover something up, to hide something, to put a very thick layer, like a glamour, over something that you don't want to be found. And it could be something very personal.
Right, and use it to hide something, because, one of the reasons we put on makeup is to, like, hide blemishes. So if you are wanting to make something blend in with the background or hide something in plain sight.
You know what? A really great, especially for those of us who have extreme, or even not even extreme, anxiety, you can actually utilize a makeup sponge to, let's say, if you have valor, if you have something that's a very anti-anxiety, it helps with confidence, it helps, soothe the soul and calm you down. You can soak, that shit up, like just a little bit, just add a little bit on the sponge, and then carry it with you, and project that, like, so you don't have to be seen. It'll help you throughout the day. It will help you interact with the world around you, but you also have that magic where your anxiety isn't going to be that crazy, because the makeup sponge has that ability to kind of allow you to blend in, and so you don't have that. How do I explain it? Like, when you see all these people around, it's not going to feel as intense, because you have that makeup sponge where that energy, that craft is expressing, where you're okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I like that.
This makes me also, with that idea, this makes me think of those days when I used to be really into spell bags and mojo bags, and I'm not going to get into the hoodoo discussion or whatever. I'm just going to say that you could turn this into a sort of spell bag. I mean, obviously it's not a bag, but you could, absorb all those energies.
Well, yeah.
That you would do in a mojo bag, no matter what it was. And see, my thought with the whole mojo bag or spell bag or whatever is that they are very obvious if they are outside of your pocket or outside of your bag or outside of, not that people would say, oh, you have a mojo bag, but they would say, what the fuck is that?
Right.
This makes it so in those situations where you need that magic and you need it to be with you on your person and so personal, this makes that very that thought process very obsolete, because this simple little thing could be a very, very powerful vessel for magic.
Right. Well,
I'm sorry. I was going to say one little thing. I was going to say, if you wanted to use it for malediction, you can put whatever you want, absorb that energy into the sponge, and let's say it's someone who, like a frenemy, so you go over to their house and toss it into their like bathroom drawer, and they would never think to be like, oh, okay, this is evil, this is, causing harm.
Even though it's not theirs.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And if they used it as a makeup sponge itself, oh my gosh, imagine. That's a daily application.
I think, like, I would think with, like, Dorothy's Bitch Be Gone. I don't know. I know, Michael, you have that. But, like, you could use this. You could, put on a glove, spread this around their house. You could just wipe it everywhere.
I totally had so many, like, very, like, intense ideas. But what I was going to say along the lines of, like, a Mojo spell bag is you can create, like, the contents that you put in your spell bag, put it in a mason jar, or however you prefer. I have tons of mason jars, so mason jars. But put it in a mason jar, add a little bit of vodka, spell it, boom, 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 and then get the sponge, boom, 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 pick it up, and then you have your Mojo, your spell bag type creation in your sponge.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
cool.
But yeah, that's very interesting. And again, if you want to utilize the live Q&A, feel free to add your 2 cents, and if you have any items you'd like to suggest us to discuss, feel free to do that as well. We're here having fun, so let's go.
Okay, so mine is again along the same lines as cosmetically inclined. It is, I don't know if you can read that, lip lacquer, which is a little bit stronger than lip gloss. It's a lot stickier. It stays longer. So I thought that would be very, very interesting to use in all kinds of things, not just for yourself. You can imbue this with energy that boosts your confidence, gives you stamina. So if you're having a really crappy day, really tired, and this stays on, you can sort of channel that energy plus add a little of your own, pick-me-up to go with it. And also, let's see, malediction. Oh, the things. You can put it on a puppet, so every single nasty little thing that crosses their lips, all the crap they talk, sticks right to them. Like, they just keep attracting that kind of energy to them constantly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you can do? And I'm a Cosmo, so I have, like, plenty of mannequin heads. You could get that lacquer, put it on the lips of a mannequin head, and then get, like, cayenne pepper.
Yes.
Mix it with maybe some black mustard seed, maybe some papa seed, and a few pins, like, and just, like, throw it on, like, brush it on, or, even blow it on the lips, because you're you're using sacred breath, you're using the power of the lips, and you're setting it to, so you're setting it to their area, and then once you have that done, you can take the pins that are in your powder and stick it.
Yes.
Shut that bitch up. It hurts, don't it?
I was thinking about, like, well, I have so many things going on in my head. And the obvious way is I don't use lip lacquer for anything, because even when I do act on stage, so even then, lacquer is not something that I would use cosmetically, because it does have the shine, and so I wouldn't use it for that. But obviously, you can use it to draw sigils. You can, do anything. I mean, that way you can use it as a paintbrush. Very much so.
Yeah,
But,
especially since it comes with this little handy wand thing.
Exactly. Do you guys remember? Do you ever watch Holes?
Yes.
The movie Holes. Okay,
Yes.
you know the woman that was the antagonist of the series.
Sigourney Weaver. Yeah.
Yes, she was fantastic. Well, no, not. It's the one in the flashback.
Patricia Arquette, the lipstick.
When Patricia Arquette was at, she would take the lipstick, and on her victims, that was her little MO. She would
Calling card. Yeah.
So when she offed them, she would kind of make her presence known by putting on her lipstick and kissing the bodies. That was just her little card that says, "Hey, I was here. It was me. I did it." So in that same way, you could imprint any of your energy that you wanted to on a physical object through lip lacquer. You could place it on, and you could fucking kiss everything, not to mention sacred breath, sacred saliva. There's a lot that goes into it with the mouthpiece of a witch that can be imbued to, oh my god, to be, to be imbued and marked and left your little calling card of energy everywhere you go.
Okay, that is,
I
yeah.
love that.
There's so many different wonderful ideas. Okay, and if y'all have anything to say, please say. That's fine. It's all good. But, okay, let's take eyelashes, a makeup sponge, and the lacquer, and combine it. Like, how would we utilize it? Obviously, we're thinking malediction, so how would we utilize it to, influence someone in a maledictive way, and what would we do?
Well, first things first is I would just use them again on a glamorous. You think of those three items and how amazingly unique you could become. You could literally glamour yourself to be a completely different person using those three very physical glamoured items. So you go in, and a lot, we talked about the hag in a recent show that we did. Well, the hag is put out of us and not recognizable by physical body a lot of times. Well, you can do that in the physical. You can glamour yourself to look like a completely different person. So if you wanted to, going into the malediction, glamour yourself and then still have the tools. So you utilize them in several ways. Glamour yourself to make yourself completely unknown to anyone that come in contact with you, and then go from there. So that would be like my first step.
Yeah, I like that. I think I would use them on a puppet or a doll or any kind of like figure. And oh yeah, I would use that. Maybe even stick their eyes shut with the lashes to where they can't see properly. If we're talking malediction, use the sponge to rub
it up.
Oh gosh, anything really. But if it was me, I would make it to where instead of rubbing something on, more like cleaning something off, like reveal their ugliness. Like their soul ugliness, and then use the lacquer to how would I do that? Probably mess with the way they speak. Make anything like, how we always have trouble speaking during retro or something. You have that verbal bleh going on. I think I would channel that into the lacquer. I throw in a few poppy seeds, just a few things to make it to where when they speak, it was just complete confusion. And everyone's like, huh? What? I think that would be fun.
Well, that would be. Well, okay. So, another way you can utilize these three items for some shady business, let me just tell you. So what you could do is really, really fun. I probably would utilize like an apple because those are smaller and apples represent like beauty and love and all that shit. I would probably utilize that, and I would peel it, dry it out, because peel it and make like a face, and dry it out and put the eyelashes on the apple, put a hole like in the center of the apple, and then pack that shit with stuff that I wanted. I want them to be seen. Okay, this is obviously going to be for a person that I want to be seen the way they are. I want them to be seen as ugly. So when that apple dries, it's going to be all wrinkly and just ugly and hideous. You can make it like the apple cockeyed or something, like just, all kinds of crazy. Just just have fun with it. And I would utilize those eyelashes, probably put one like down here, one up here, or maybe in the back of the head somewhere, like where it's not supposed to be. And that tells me that gives that impression like, okay, they really can't see because they have their eyelash all fucked up over here, one's over here, it's not working. And then in the center of the apple, this is the core. This is where their system is. This is where their heart is. This is where their core belief is. I would probably put like broken glass in there. I would fill it with most likely like hot peppers, like the hottest pepper, even like paste, like pepper paste. Stick it in there and burn that because I want their inside to burn. I want their deepest, like hideous essence to burn out. So all that shit is gonna burn out and push forward. So I would probably put vodka in it as well to help like soak it and like finally come out. And I would cover it with the sponge, you know, because the sponge is gonna actually soak it all up, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So it'll still be there. That sponge is a part of them. Therefore, anytime something happens, that sponge is there still, and it's gonna stick. And if you want, you can squeeze the sponge. Sponge will pour down again. You can feed that sponge. You can feed it with vodka and squeeze it. It pours down. It reactivates. And then I would probably seal it off with lacquer. That way, they have this. They can't change their appearance. Like you're burning the shit inside of them. It's coming out, and you seal it with lacquer, and it's sticky, so they can't escape from it. And so they keep getting seen for what they really are. Yeah.
I like it.
You took an idea that I had over here, and you just you fucked that shit all up. I was just gonna say, make I don't have I'm not a Cosmo or whatever, but to do like reconstructive art on dead bodies or whatever that have like physical issues, if they like suicide and things like that. I do have like a dummy head, and you could reform that entire fucking face using those 3 items, and build that up, bring that essence of that person inside that, that fetish or effigy or whatever you want to consider it. It's not exactly a poppet. Then I would just fucking, once I knew that essence was sealed, and especially someone that their outer appearance is their shield, and you want to break down that shield, I would pour paint thinner. I just fucking paint a fucking can of paint thinner. I'd just be like, it would just break down that entire, it would shatter that essence of that shield, and that's where they do it. And then every time that they go to try to put on that shield with all of the cosmetic that they use, it just doesn't work out, and they still feel vulnerable, and they still feel easily manipulated, easily affected, and yeah, all kinds of dark and dirty shit with this.
Well, and another thing, y'all, you can take eyelashes, because that's, again, like I said, it's important to people, especially people who are very vain. Your eyelashes are very important. You can take the fake eyelashes, connect it with your target, snip, 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 and they will fall out. And then so what you do is get a piece of parchment paper, snip, snip, put some of your lacquer on there, snip, 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 snip. There you go. There you are.
And they won't grow back. Because they're going to be stuck.
And what you could do as well is program the makeup sponge to absorb anything that's going to fix it. So if they try and fix it with, Latisse or anything like that, the makeup sponge will absorb and take all of that, and it's not going anywhere. So nothing they do is going to work because it's being absorbed by the sponge. It's not getting to the foundation. All right, And if y'all have, if y'all have any questions, if you have any items you want to throw at us, please do. So yeah, that's one way of utilizing all these items, and that's super fun. Let's pick some more. What do we have? I hope I don't cut myself. Do I have anything sharp in here? Ooh, no. What is this?
Oh, I forgot I put this in here. This is interesting.
I'm cheating. There is something in here that I want. Okay, got it.
Okay, go. I want to see what you're wanting to show. Oh, is it a bouncy ball?
It's a bouncy ball, y'all.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
It's a bouncy ball. And bouncy balls obviously can be utilized to make shit bounce. Although, the fun thing, especially if someone is like, they're very stressed. Why? I always go for this. Like, always. I'm sorry. It's like very melting. But you can tie a thought to this. You can tie the ball to like the mental process, the mind, and then fucking throw it, and like just bang it like on the walls and shit. And that is gonna be like, I can't think, I can't process. Another thing you can do with it, not just for maledictive purposes, is if you want to like really raise energy, you can utilize this and again, or put it in like a container and like shake it up and program the ball, like attach it to maybe you if you want to like really raise energy and have that like kind of like airy, almost like a butterfly in the gut, kind of feeling. That would definitely be great for that. There's a lot of different things you can do that, but I like attaching something to it and just chucking it and letting it like go everywhere.
I can, if you work and have a customer that is like a real bitch all the time, or a real nagging customer that comes in constantly, and let's say they like to pay with their check card a lot. So you take a receipt that has their check card. Obviously, you don't know the number, but it's very much their receipt and tied to their checking account, and wrap it around that little bouncy ball, and then everything's going to bounce after that. Because people, it ties it together in more ways than one. You have the receipt, but also when people talk about money not being available in their checking account, it's a bounce check. It's very a common phrase. It's closely tied with that. So,
right.
Yes, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah, and if you want, well, no, this is great to also bring other business down for other sources, because it's high and low, because this ball has to stop somewhere.
Right.
So you can like just chuck it and just boom, 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 boom. It's going all over the place. They're like, oh my gosh, our stock's raising. Cool. Blah blah blah. And oh shit, no. It's like that, that's the type of energy that this little guy has to offer.
I love the whimsical, very childlike energy that they hold, because I remember being a kid and I thought it was the coolest thing if I got a quarter and I could go to the machine and get a fucking bouncy ball. I have no fucking idea. Why? Because they're the simplest things, but at the same time they have that whimsical energy about them. So you could really utilize that to imbue and enchant blessings upon a child. Especially one that's going through a rough time, maybe psychologically, someone that's not really very socially adept, I should say. Someone that's more of a loner, maybe someone that has Asperger's syndrome, mild versions of autism, things that ostracize a person from being in the social structure of society, you could really focus that energy and that whimsical, light-hearted, kind of equal playing, equal opportunity energy into that bouncy ball. And obviously, and I remember a kid, I remember my anxiety was intense. And if I could like go outside and, or even in my room or whatever, and I would focus whatever anxiety I had into that ball, and I would just bounce it, and I would just like focus on that energy and like try to get it outside of me. The same can be said that when they use that as a utilization of nervous energy, as they're getting out their nervous energy, it's being replaced by positive, more whimsical, more socially okay, more of those energies that are replacing as it's getting out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you can also use it like, and one thing I would suggest if and when you utilize it for those reasons, program the essence of the ball, like when it gets lost, for the power and the essence to return to the child and to make them feel comforted and like it's okay, because that will help with separation. That will help with like they won't feel that disconnect, because once it's gone, the energy that they created with you know their little toy, it goes back to them, so they retain it. So I would suggest to do that as well. But you can also use this to work with the inner child. And a lot of us need to be working with our inner child quite often, because that's something that a lot of us neglect. And our inner child is very powerful. And when we have a great relationship with the inner child and we're in alignment with one another, our power as witches thrives. Like, we have so much more fun. And that's kind of, oh, that's interesting. I was going to connect it to flying, but I won't do that here. But yeah, this can be utilized to connect with the inner child, to program it, and you can utilize it to bring it out.
Right. Also, if you're in a relationship, whether it be a friendship, a personal relationship that has a lot of ups and downs, like you feel like you've had like, you know, a lot of very bouncy moments, highs, lows, you can take that bouncy ball and put it in like a jar and have it, you know, tied to those ups and downs, and have it in somewhere where it'll be like stable. Like, you could even take the jar and fill it with cotton balls and put it in the center, so you know it's not going to bounce around. Those highs and lows will even out and stay more of a level emotional field.
Right, or even sand.
Oh yeah, sand, rice, anything like that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Who's next?
I'll go next. I don't mind. So this is like sort of an icky thing. I had to put it in a, well, it doesn't look icky. It's just the fact that it's old. But, you know, I was cleaning out my counters today and really straightened up, and I found this old jar of salt that had gotten wet at some point. And so this is like a clump of salt that is not breaking. Like, it's not going to unclump anytime soon. Because it got wet, and it's old. Like, I don't know how long that had been back there. I had to like chisel it out. So how would you use that? Let's see. For me, I think it would be really interesting to, you know, a lot of times we use salt to clear a space, to clear energy, to cleanse. But this salt obviously is not going to be cleansing anything. It's nasty. It's absorbed a whole bunch of junk. So, again, God, everything's maledictive. But I would utilize this as something that would, like, stop up a cleansing, that would, you know, junk it up, cement it to where it didn't go anywhere. Where all those energies just stayed right there.
Stagnate it.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good word. That's a word I was kind of looking for. Stagnate it. Make it solidify. So that's one way I would use it. Plus, you know, you have this yucky, probably, since it was under my kitchen sink, I imagine it's like yucky dishwater Somehow got down there, something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you can utilize that as well to keep, you know, people use salt for purifying, clearing things up. So you can use that, utilize the dishwater that's probably what has solidified this, and murky up the waters, make things very hard to discern,
I love
hard
that.
to see through.
And see, like just based on salinity and the solidity and the salinity, those those are hard to say together.
Those are.
Of them, uh, things with high high concentration of salinity makes things float and it makes things stay. And it makes things, again, with that whole stagnant energy, because you think salt, you think cleansing, you think removal, you think all of those things. Well, you know, when you take salt and you rub it on a freshly made cut in your skin, that son of a bitch is going to hurt. So as much as, you know, salt and has that wonderful cleansing energy, when it's stagnant like that and it's hurt and it's rough, it's like a fucking rock.
It
And
really is. Like,
it's a mineral.
it's sort of like messing up the bag that it's in just because I'm holding it tight against the bag.
Exactly. And so that salinity of it, that stagnant energy, can be used in a plethora of things. Even if you did take it out and make it go back into a more loose form. And the reason I say that is because you could take a higher concentration of a high acid or a high base and drop the rock, similar to like you could take vinegar and put the salt in it, and it would break.
Right.
So what you would do in that situation is you would make that stagnant energy of, and I don't mean to go, it's kind of hard to go anywhere but malediction with this.
It really is.
Because it's so solid, you can cause it to absorb, but when it absorbs, instead of kind of decimates, which is what salt really does, it kind of balances it out because it's solid and it's not moving. You could cause that to absorb into it and not go anywhere. So with that same theory, you could take that rock and you could bring anything you fucking wanted to harm someone or imbue on someone and make a spell jar. Similar to like a silencing spell or a no bullshit spell or anything like that, but reverse it. So instead of taking something and stripping them of it, take it, make it absorbed into the rock, and then drop it in and cause it to take a life of its own in that way. Because it will dissolve then, but the same stagnant energy and that high salinity content is going to make it float around and not move and not go anywhere.
I like that.
Yes, that's interesting. Another way you can utilize it is a form of protection. And the first thing that came to mind was from domestic abuse. You can utilize the salt to, in that essence, to create a space where that toxic relationship, that toxic energy, it's going to be attracted to that. You can utilize that to stop, in a sense, like help you during the process, whatever that process is for you, but you can utilize that sort of energy to put a rock, put a very, you know, and allow that to separate, create a separation. And that's kind of what that energy can be utilized for. Like, it can be very healing if utilized the proper way. It can come in and be a decoy in a sense, where this you're going to be taking a beating in a sense. That energy is going to take a beating, that harsh energy, that harmful essence that's coming at you. This could be a decoy in a sense where it's like bam, 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 and it gives you that opportunity to do what needs to be done. And that's can be in any form. But yeah, that would be perfect for that as well.
I like that. Not malediction.
Hey, watch it.
I knew when I said that. I knew what I was going to get from Michael when I said that, because it's like a challenge to him. It's like me and you were going, well, bitches, I can go protective over
Watch this. I'm not done.
All right. Well, we're moving along. Again, randomly placed bit of objects that my wife had. This is a string of pearls that are super sacred to my wife.
That
And
is so interesting.
yes, these were actually her great aunts. And so they are connected. Her great aunt being one of her spirit protectors. Um, Anytime she needs that little bit of energy, her essence is kind of stored in that, if you will, her memory and her protected qualities. And I say that because pearls, and these are actual pearls, which is impressive. Um, Pearls were once thought to be the teardrops of the gods, and they have a lot of mythological lore behind it. You can go several ways with pearls. The handle I'm going to take initially is the purity and the innocence and the there's a word that I'm looking for. Well, I guess benediction of the actual pearls, because they have that protective quality because they are so they're solid and they're biting and they're very assertive in a beautiful rhythmic way. And I can't that's the energy of that stone in and of itself, because it starts out as a single piece of sand and it works its way over time, the creation process of it. It forms layers upon layers upon layers upon layers until it's this beautiful pearl. And that's kind of the energy that it holds, because not only does it have the wonderful protective, I mean, not just, well, that's where I'm going with that, but not just that beautiful benediction of it, but it has this hardcore protection energy that almost is unsurpassed with a lot of gemstones, because there are a lot of stones and a lot of semi-precious minerals and things like that that have protective qualities, but very few are created in that slow timed process where layer by layer is added on. So I would just, you could use a pearl necklace to defend yourself. If you wanted to wear it, you could use it to bestow its energy onto a poppet, onto a fetish, onto an effigy. You could actually use it to aid in the creation of a servitor, if that servitor, for example, is going to be something that is going to be needing that very intense, powerful, protective qualities while its life exists. So, yeah, you can go several ways with that. I could also go sex with that, but I'll let one of you two do that.
You know what's funny is, like, this entire week I've been seeing, like, pearls. Like, I keep, like, that's just interesting. Like, I feel like I should bring, like, a necklace. Like, there's pearls. Like, there's something around here. Literally this entire week. That's weird. Huh. You can also, work with, especially a necklace and something that you wear around here for communication. You can, and the thing that I would probably work with this for is to step into your own power and to understand yourself and to understand, like, and again, tying it into sex, like, it's your own sexual power, but not from that place of primal lust, rock, crazy, kinky, not that, but very sensual, very, in a sense, gentle but powerful enough. Like, it's that balance. It's finding the very seductive. There is a word that I'm trying to find and I can't find it, but it's soft. It's this. Fuck, it's going to annoy me. I can't find that word. But yeah, you can work with that to step into that power and to get to know yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, and how it all aligns, and to express it, to integrate into the world from your place of power, from your heart center, and to find yourself and to become yourself, not the fragmented pieces that we tend to express with different people. The necklace, and especially of pearls, would help you to integrate and align all three souls and to become one and to harness and focus that energy in a very, there is a word and it's not coming to me, but it's very, shit, that's going to bug me. But yeah, hopefully what I'm trying to say, Mercury goes direct, what, tomorrow? Shit, we need that. But yeah, it's a very powerful feeling, and you can utilize it to come across put together and to remind yourself of where you come from. Whatever, shit.
Well, pearls always make me think of very classy, regal women. And also when you think of pearls and the fact that it's a piece of sand and an oyster, it's transformation. So if you are feeling very fragile, you can utilize pearls to, be confident, but also have this grace and regal nature about you. That's what's so impressive when you think of people like Queen Elizabeth. Even though she's such a small, frail woman, you don't really look at her that way because she's been in power for like ever. She's like 120 years old, and she's always very regal and she just sort of emits power. But you also know she wears pearls a lot. She always has them in the neck.
Well, yeah, because it allows you to express it, and it's around your neck, so that's your communication.
Right.
And it allows you to express it in a gentle way.
Right, exactly, because it's not like, you don't look at her and think, oh, she's fierce. You look at her and you think, oh, she's regal. She's so, very wise, but won't put up with your bullshit, and you wouldn't dare be disrespectful, So you can utilize pearls in that way, and bring out those emotions and that confidence to help you through like a business meeting, whatever you need, that extra bit of grace and royal attitude, especially if you're meeting with someone who has power over you in a certain way, like a boss or a boss's boss.
Right.
They will less likely bullshit you.
Right. So I want to get to this question. We'll combine these three items. We'll get to the correct question. Then we got to close up because we've been on here for days. But this is super fun. So let's create like a working with utilizing the bouncy ball.
Yucky salt.
Yucky hard salt.
Hard salt. Yeah.
And a pearl necklace. Combine them three right there, and let's see what we can come up with.
My mind goes to malediction. You can use the bouncy ball to cause chaos. Like, let's say you put it in a jar. We'll go with a jar again. Let's say you put it in a jar. You have a specific person in mind, so you put bits of them in that jar, and so you have the bouncy ball, and so you're wanting to shake up that jar, and it really confuses them, causes a lot of chaos. Their thoughts just bounce everywhere, and you can take the solid salt that has all the yucky stuff in it, and you can program it to keep attracting the yuck, keep attracting whatever has made it solid. It just keeps pulling those energies into it. So you want to put that in the jar, and then you can wrap the pearls around it. So whenever they try to escape, they're intimidated because they run up into energy that is very royal, almost. They might even get a sense that this is a god or goddess punishing them, depending on what their religion is. They can be like, oh, I deserve it. I've been a bad sinner, and God's punishing me because they hit that very regal energy. So not only does it fuck with them, but then they think they deserve it, so that just adds to it and just makes it stronger.
I love that. That's wonderful. I'm gonna try my best not to go maledictive because there are so many fucking awesome ways you could go with this. What I would do is Okay, for example, as almost a counter curse, and I say counter curse, I want to say counter magics, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a curse, because in this way you can obviously be cursed with blockages. See, the cool thing about the pearl necklace is that, obviously being a necklace, it corresponds with a throat chakra. When someone really wants to like fuck with you, um, the smart thing to do would be to block your throat chakra, because all of the energy of all the chakras, it kind of is flowed through the throat. So if you want to really fucking clog someone up, that is how you would do it. Yeah, fuck with that chakra. But things, just life in general, go through to where our flow, our communication, that valve of energy flow is clogged. Sometimes it just happens in life. Sometimes it happens because someone is, you know, more than likely it's a life thing. But if someone is throwing energy at you and they have succeeded in getting to you, that could be a counter measure that you could do. So obviously the pearls would be the item that you would do to aid in the flow, but you could also spread, focus all of that energy that is blocking you into the salt block, and obviously it's kind of nasty energy already. So you could focus all that energy, all that blockage, all that lack of inspiration, all of that Mercury retro bullshit that seems to be happening lately. Actually, this could be a good countermeasure for an afterthought of Mercury retrograde. But anyway, you would focus all of it and take a fucking hammer and just smash the fuck out of it. Smash it into every little piece until everything is nothing but salt again. That's all it is. And if you really want to get, make it a fucking solution and then pour it into the earth. You take all that crushed up salt, you put it into water or whatever thing that you want to do, make it that, pour it into the earth, let the earth have it, let that energy be dissipated into that. Then with the bouncy ball, and this is just common sense, because of the flow and the movement of the bouncy ball that it has, that is the last little bit of that spell, that counter work, to take that bouncy ball, bounce it as hard as you can away from you, and don't look in the direction where that energy goes. You just know that in all directions, no matter where it is that's going to be your energy. It's no longer going to be blocked. It's no longer going to be a problem for you. Those 3 steps, starting with the pearl necklace, then the destruction of the blockage, and then the kind of movement of your energy once more, is what I would do.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that just something? I like that. Well, let's see what I can come up with. Alright then, okay. So I would actually work all these 3 ingredients for sexual healing. And this is why. So, and you can implement this very few ways. I would utilize the solid rock, pretty much, and place that under the bed, and any negative belief, any negative essence, program it to take when you're doing it, program it to take any feelings of guilt, shame, anything that goes through your mind, if you're not ready, because of something that happened to you, but you're at the same time you are ready, but you have those conflicting emotions and those thought processes. You can program the salt to take it. Take it while you take it. So you know what I mean. So you can definitely do that. Before that, during the day, play with the bouncy ball. Just throw it around, have fun with it. Allow your inner child to see this as a form of play, as a form of fun, and allow it to raise that energy and give you that heightened sense of feeling where it's super airy, it's super fun, very childlike, innocent, very no stress, Okay, so you have that. And then you can place this on your altar or even under the bed or under the pillow. So that's also working while you're working. It's magic because that's going to remind you that you are safe and that it's okay and that these things, like what you're doing, is natural. Might be kinky, but natural. You know, it's promoting that innocent energy where you are taking those negative associations. The salt's taking that. This is implementing a new thought process where you're feeling okay, you're feeling safe, you're feeling like this innocent energy, this fun energy, this energy where it's going to help you to heal. And you can utilize the pearls. Either I would probably wear them. I would wear them, you know, because that's going to help you feel in control, but it's not going to make you dominate the situation where you're overpowering the experience. It's going to help everything come together. I would wear them, but if you don't want to wear them, what you can do is put it around the salt block. So the salt will take all of that. The pearls will uplift that energy and, you know, help to transform.
I like that.
He does need a little bit of sexual healing. So, but yeah, I would work those three in that way, in some, you know, in some manner.
I love it.
Before we all, you know, we go. Question, and it's pretty cool. What would you do? Ew, I felt like somebody was crawling on me. Ugh, creepy. What would you do with a portable sewing machine? You know, the old metal one, super heavy, that you can put on your dinner table.
Does it, I don't know if Faye is still on here, but my first question would be, does it still work? But I assume because it is an antique that it's no longer in service. If it was a family heirloom, automatically, especially with my grandmothers, because they all had one of those. I mean, all of them. They still do have those. I would connect with that divine feminine, but also my ancestor feminine for that reason. If you're in my family, we have a lot of men that are good seamers and good sewers as well. But especially for that female divine and that antiquity and that ancient energy, use that machine that has so much energy that has been pressed into it. Because if anyone has sewed on a machine, the machine was obviously a wonderful revolution in seaming and sewing and all of those things, but it's also hard work even with the machine. So that energy, you know, goes straight into that sacrifice and that energy that your feminine ancestors had, and that hard work and that labor-intensive labor of love that, you know, you can connect with, especially if you're having trouble in your domestic work, if you're having trouble when you feel like you need advice, when you feel like you need an object to catalyze that communication or even that energy to come forth, use that as the catalyst and connect with that flow.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I would, those things, oh my gosh, you could kill someone with those things just by swinging it at them really hard. But they're so heavy. But I would use it to keep someone on focus, on task. Like if you know, like a friend of yours is having problems focusing, if they're feeling really scattered and they come to you, you know, I really need help, I cannot get anything done, I can't seem to focus, you can use that, take a little bit of their hair, mix it in with the thread, and keep sewing a straight line, you know, because there's one thing about sewing machines: when you are using one, your mind is not wandering, you are on task, you know, or you're going to sew your finger to your clothes. So, and that doesn't feel good. So that's what I would use it for, keeping someone on task, keeping them from like running off. You can use that as well, keeping a lover there, keeping a lover from wandering, you know, make sure he's tied to the situation, sewn in. So, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I would. I would also, same as y'all, like ancestral worship, and it's very grounding. Like, I would actually probably take something if I want to ground something or bury something. I would create a sigil for it and then put it underneath and have that like press it, like. Or if you want someone like something to weigh heavy on a malediction, if you want, not necessarily, it just depends. But if you want someone to weigh something to weigh heavy on someone or a situation or whatever, you can take that and put it underneath.
You
Yeah,
know, the
especially if you want
blacksmith.
to answer right now.
Yeah, the blacksmith has his anvil, and the housewife had her sewing machine, and they are so synonymous, synonymous, synonymous. That it's so heavy and they're so intense. If it works, and I know that Faye is still watching, if it works,
It does.
you can honestly, you could take and connect with the energies of the fates. And the fates were seamstresses, and they sewed in someone's fate into their life. So you could actually use that for you could spell someone with that. If you can get a piece of their hair, a piece of their clothing, you can actually use that energy, go forth through the thread into the cloth. Work a spell. I love Melissa's face. You could actually work a spell that way. You could sew their fate. You could literally take the hand and become fate for another person.
It's really gross.
Wonderful, or that can be maledictory, whatever you want to.
It reminds me of Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, those are different ideas that you can utilize a portable sewing machine for. If y'all have like any other, if you have anything else that you want us to like talk on, please comment on the YouTube video. We gotta close up because we've been here for days, and we'll definitely take some of your things and put it in a blog post and express it. If you want to participate, please do. We're gonna have this, again, and we'll let you know when we have our next episode. If you want to participate live, check out the blog post, and you can figure out how to do that. But yeah, we have to go.
It was so much
fun. It was so much fun. We hope y'all I really hope that y'all enjoyed that experience, and you can see how different items you can utilize and you can pull together and you can get witchy with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be anything, obviously.
Obviously. But yeah, so until next time, y'all. Peace.
Adios.
Don't forget to check out our t-shirt campaign or contest that we are having. It is on our page. Peace.